Hey there, YouTube. My name's Mary Grace. I'm a 20-year-old sophomore in college, and I'm hoping to become a doctor someday, go to medical school. And I also have some chronic illnesses that I've been dealing with over the past couple of years. And one of the things that I've found really helpful lately is watching other YouTubers. So there's YouTubers who are either in medical school, who are in the beginning of medical school in the didactic years, or they're in the clinical years in the third and fourth year, or even some that are in residency. And I've found it really helpful to see what their lives are like, what different medical schools are like, what different health systems are like. So on the one side, I'm interested in medicine, and I have YouTubers that I watch for that. And then on the other side, I also deal with some chronic illnesses. And so there are YouTubers that I watch who don't necessarily have the exact same things that I do, but are going through similar things in life. And so this channel is going to kind of be the combination of the two of those things. I'm a very serious student, and I'm hoping to become a doctor. And then on the other side, I also deal with a lot of chronic illnesses, and I haven't seen anyone out there who's doing both right now. So welcome if any of that appeals to you. So a little bit about me. I went to Catholic school for high school. I absolutely loved it. It was an all-girls school. Best decision I've ever made. It was wonderful. So now the college that I'm at is a very small Catholic private school, and one of the awesome things about going there is when I applied as a senior in high school, they had a special program where I could also apply to a local medical school, and I have a pre-acceptance to that medical school. So as a senior in high school, I applied, I went through the process. First, I got into the undergraduate college, and then they sent me a notice that I was eligible for this program, and I went through the application. It's similar to a medical school application, but it's not online. It was like a full paper application and everything. And then I was invited for an interview. I went to the medical school and interviewed, and that was an awesome experience. I got to talk to some really amazing people there, and I had a great time. And it's a well-known medical school. It's not the most competitive in the area, but it's wonderful. It's an MD school, and I loved it, and it felt like a perfect fit. So and once I got in, that's the program that I chose. So I chose my undergraduate college, which is different from the medical school and the medical school at the same time. So that all happened my senior year of high school. So right now I'm in my sophomore year, the year of organic chemistry and physics, and then in the spring biochemistry. So it's going really well academically. I love the school. I have a lot of great friends. It's a really good fit for me. And then the fact that I don't have to worry as much about applying to medical school and all of the stress with where I'm going to end up is wonderful. So basically with the program, I have a specific GPA that I need to maintain, and then next year I have a MCAT score that I need to meet. So as long as I meet the minimum score and the minimum subsection scores, then hopefully all goes well. And I submit a special application my, I guess, senior year. And I have my letters of recommendation and everything, and as long as there aren't any issues, I will hopefully be continuing on to medical school, and one day maybe I'll be a doctor. Very long time from now. So I have 6.5 years left in the program before that would happen. So one of the things that's been really helpful for me through the process is seeing different medical students, and I'm exploring different residency options, because I have some ideas of things that I think I'd be interested in just from what I've seen from my own medical experience, but I really don't know. So we'll see what happens with that. And then on the other side of my life, so I have academics, I have medical school, I have my biology degree, I have my academic research I do, I private tutor, I tutor some college students, but then I also tutor a lot of high school, middle school, elementary school kids, and that's really helpful. I love doing that. And I volunteer I haven't lately because my health hasn't been great, but for the past 5 or so years, I've been volunteering in a local wheelchair community. It's a residential community, and I'll talk about that later, but I love volunteering there, and I think that's part of why I want to go into medicine. So then I have the academic side of me, and then I have this other side that I don't really share very much of. My close friends obviously know, but I don't try to show it on social media. I try to be very upbeat and positive, but I have some chronic illnesses, and my life's not as perfect as it appears on my Instagram. I'm not, you would have no idea that I had any kind of medical issues if you looked at my Instagram. So I wanted to open up about that and connect with other people who are going through similar things as me, and also see if there's anyone who is dealing with similar chronic illnesses who is trying to pursue a degree that's as grueling as medicine. So on my chronic illness side, I have Ehlers-Danlos hypermobility type, I have gastroparesis, and I also have POTS, postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. So those three kind of all go together. They show up a lot in comorbidities in the same patient population, so it's no wonder that I have all of them together. But one of the things that happened recently in my life is that over Thanksgiving, I was in the hospital to get a GJ tube placed, and one of the things that helped me get through that and helped me leading up to that is that I found a lot of different people on YouTube who have feeding tubes for different reasons. Not everyone has gastroparesis, I understand, but it was really nice and comforting to be able to see what people went through before going in to the hospital and seeing what the recovery was like. So it was educational for me, and it was something that was really helpful as a patient to be able to see other people going through a similar experience. So I want to be able to do that for other people, and it's something that I'm really grateful for. YouTube's a great resource, and so I hope to be able to help other people along different ways. And that all went well. I'm feeling wonderful. It's healed pretty well. It's been about a week. I guess a week and a half at this point. And I'm getting the best nutrition I've gotten in about 3 years. So yeah, with my Ehlers-Danlos, I think I was diagnosed about 4 years ago, and then gastroparesis, I actually caught a virus shadowing a doctor, and that was a viral trigger for my gastroparesis, which is something that can happen. So it was post-viral gastroparesis, and it hasn't gone away. And so it's been about 3 years, 3.5 years that I've been dealing with that, about 3 years since I got diagnosed. It took about 6 months to figure out what it was. And POTS, I recently got diagnosed with. I had many doctors over the years tell me that I should get evaluated. There's a really good children's specialist in our area, and I made like 4 or 5 different appointments with him and canceled them every time because I was afraid of getting a POTS diagnosis. I was afraid of the stigma that surrounds POTS, and I didn't want to have it. So I was in denial, and then I was thinking maybe it's my malnutrition, maybe it's side effects of other medications I'm on, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. And I got to the point where my nutrition was somewhat better. I was off of medications that were giving me really bad dizzy, sleepiness side effects. And I sat down and I said to myself, which was hard to admit, I think I really do have POTS. And if there's something that I can do to treat it that I'm not already doing, then I should pursue that. And so I ended up seeing an adult cardiologist because I'm not eligible to see the children's specialist anymore, and he's not taking new patients either. And she diagnosed me right away with POTS. She checked my blood pressure, dropped dramatically when I stood up. My heart rate increased, typical. And she put me on a medication for it because I've tried hydrating, I've tried the salty snacks, I've tried exercising, and nothing really worked that well. It helped a little bit, but it wasn't a huge difference. And I'm on medication for that now, and it's wonderful. I feel like a totally different person. So I feel like now with the combination of having my POTS under better control and getting good nutrition through my feeding tube, I am hopeful that I will be able to go to medical school, and I'm hopeful that I will be able to become a doctor and make it through residency somehow. So welcome to my crazy life. I hope you'll stick around and subscribe to see what's next. But thank you for listening if you've made it this far. I'll see you next time.